guys, what is up and welcome back to my channel. My name is Yasmin. If you haven't already given me the subscribe button, you can do so below, as well as the bell notifications button and a thumbs up. So yes, it's spring in Australia and it is probably another season if you're on the northern hemisphere side, of course, but this may help you out if you are traveling to Australia, or even if you are on the northern hemisphere side and when it comes to summer, and you may have these same products in your country, or you may not. If you don't already know, Australia has the highest rate of skin cancer in the whole entire world. It is not either it does not, what's the word, it's not prejudice as to your skin color or your race either. You can get skin cancer no matter what color your skin is. The sun here is so strong, and every year like people are dying or diagnosed with skin cancer. Like what you think is a little mole can actually be something more catastrophic, like going on underneath. You can't use tanning salon beds here either. The only way you can do is if you buy your own tanning salon, like your own tanning bed. Either I used to be really bad in the sun. Like my father is olive, so I tan really easily if I go out and sunbake, and being like a Perth girl, I used to often go out and like sunbake, and I also used to burn like a lot as well if I didn't wear any sunscreen when I was really younger. I had like a few times when I was a kid where I would just be like red lobster red, and I also used to use tanning salons as well because I used to end up like a coconut, like really dark. So anyway, I got like a few moles. If you know of me, you may have known about them. I had one underneath my nipple, I had one on my belly button, I had another one on the back of my leg, and I had a fourth one. I can't remember where it was, but last year I had 4 moles removed. Now, like I did the skin cancer check, which they recommend that everyone should get the skin cancer check. Usually you can get them bulk billed. Some doctors do charge a small amount for them, but you generally can get them done for free, and they run this special light and magnifier over you, and then there's a couple of other tests as well, and they can pretty much like ascertain whether or not you have anything suspicious, something that you may need to repeat in a following year's time, and something that definitely needs to come out. I can tell you right now that it's actually really traumatic. Like it's really traumatic. I removed 4 last year, and the 4 that were, when they removed them, like they looked at them and they said no, they're not cancerous, but these were particular moles that I developed after using the solariums. And so like, because they were in weird spots like underneath my nipple and just places, and one on behind my back of my leg, and it was just like I didn't want things to progress and get really bad. So I decided to have them removed anyway. Now when they remove them, they don't just remove this little mole, right? They move the skin around the mole, and like they put this round thing in it, and then the round thing goes down and it pretty much like gets it and like pulls it out, and then they do these bunch of internal stitches, and it's really awful. And then you have to wear a dressing over the top of it for ages. And my one, I had 2 that got quite infected. In fact, like it was like my body was rejecting the internal stitches, which does, like whenever I get a piercing or something, my body is super sensitive to things. So anyway, it was like rejecting the internal stitches, and I was on so many antibiotics afterwards for 2 of them that were becoming infected. The one on the back of my leg does have a little scar there now still. It didn't heal like exactly how, you know, it should have done. I have a little tiny scar on my belly button underneath my nipple. Like you can't see it on camera and it's not that visibly noted. I mean, you'd really have to be looking at my skin, but I can tell you it took about a good 2 months for these like incisions to heal. So there was like a lot of media press and just a lot of publicity about how in Australia in particular, like don't go out and sunbake in the sun, always wear SPF, always, you know, wear a hat, just cover yourself and really protect your skin. Even just from like a skin damage point of view, you know, the sun does age you really prematurely as well. So today I'm going to show you some of the sunscreens that I particularly like, the ones that I'm using now, and some that I have used and I personally don't like them. They did not agree with me. I'm going to put a disclaimer in there and just say that it doesn't mean to say that they're bad products. It just means that they didn't agree with me because I have acne prone skin on my face. I do wear makeup, especially if I'm filming, if I'm working, and just to make me feel nice. So some of them just didn't work well with makeup. My skin is super sensitive, so some of them weren't as hypoallergenic as what I probably would require from me, or they made me break out, or you know, I just didn't like the texture of them. But that's just not to say that they wouldn't agree with you, because maybe they agree with you, they just didn't really work well with me. The sunscreen that I used to actually really love on my face, neck and décolletage, was by Galderma, and Galderma also owns Cetaphil. It was called Actinica. It was like the best sunscreen ever. I wish they would make it again, because it was a liposomal sunscreen. So what that means is it used to go like into the fat cells and just distribute underneath there, so that those underneath layers were also protected from the sun as well. So that sunscreen, when that went off the market, like myself and a lot of people were out like hunting and searching for the next best thing, because there are so many people that really love that. From a price point, yeah, like it was about $65 for a big one, about, not even big, but that would last you a good 6 months, right? Like it would last for ages and ages, and I would use that daily on my face, neck and décolletage. And it was also great for underneath makeup. It had like no sliding of makeup or anything. This particular company, Galderma, they do have another liposomal sunblock. It is like sunblock for kids. It comes in like a big size and a pump, and from a price point, it's a hell of a lot cheaper than the original one that they used to have, which was specifically for the face, because that one that was for the face was made in Switzerland. However, I did still find that one, the liposomal one, it was great on my body. It was hypoallergenic. I didn't have any breakouts from it or anything. I've even used it on my face. I would actually still, I'm out of it now. I'm going to put like a photo in anyway and just show you which one it is, even though it's for kids. And I actually really would like it, and I would continue to buy that even from a price point. It was really nice, like light lotion. If I needed to put makeup on the top, probably a little too greasy, to be quite honest, when I put makeup on the top of it. So therefore, like, I would only use it on my body. To go to the facial ones that I really love, me onto this one. It's by Dermaceutical Laboratories. It's called K-Sudic Post-Treatment Cream. It's really hypoallergenic. I've used this after a skin treatment, and I had no stinging, no burning, no breakouts, or nothing. It also has vitamin K, glycopyridine, vitamin C and E. This is it here. Super expensive, guys. I think I paid, I can't even remember, but maybe about $80 for this, Australian. However, the amount that I needed from this was just like one little pump, like a tiniest little amount, and honestly, it spread so liberally over my face that despite the cost of it, you would think $80 for this tiny little pump, and like I did, I honestly just thought, oh my gosh, like that's way too much for that kind of little bottle, but it did go a long way and it did last me. I just don't know if I could really justify spending that amount again. However, I would buy this again and use it just around my eye area where the skin is super fine and super delicate. This particular one, Australian made, Derma Energy. These guys also make, if you've ever had skin needling done, the needles that they distribute to the cosmetic people, that's that. Serve and Protect is the sunscreen there. They have changed this formulation a couple of times. I do like this if I'm going to be wearing makeup. The reason being is it's very dry. There is absolutely nothing greasy about this product at all. I think I paid about $30 for this little tube. Look, you do need a bit of it to make it go on. Like, it's not as liberally spreading as, say, this, by no means, but it's very dry. Like, it will go on, and no, you have no issues with wearing your makeup whatsoever. I do quite like that for when I wear makeup. Another one that I've just got onto is the Sunsense Sensitive Invisible. Now, this is a zinc. So what it is, it's just zinc. Like, it's got a couple of preservatives in there, but I have had no irritation. Look, I did like a face mask and some scrubbing, and my skin is a little tender today, and I've put this on my face and I have like no burning, no stinging, no breakouts from it whatsoever. I really like this. Now, underneath makeup, it is a little greasy. If your skin's quite oily or prone to breakouts, maybe just spot test it first. It could also be used on the neck and the décolletage. We can kind of afford to get that, you know, kind of like whatever, but I do like it. It's, you know, SPF 50 and it's zinc and it's hypoallergenic, and zinc I find works the best on my skin, to be quite honest. Gets me to my point of the invisible zinc range. The invisible zinc range I really, really love. Like literally nothing gets through zinc. It is so strong. The amount of zinc that's in this face one is more than what is in this one. Just for the heads up, it also contains less preservatives. However, these are so zinky, and yes, they are invisible. They're not like your traditional zinc that's kind of colors and white and you can actually physically see it. But it is really thick and it is pretty greasy, that I would not wear this under makeup at all. I would wear this, you know, if I'm going to the beach, I'm going out, or just somewhere. I never found it to clog my pores at all, because it is a natural occurring, you know, base. However, it is white. Like it is gonna rub off on your clothes, like a little bit greasy. It's not like the most, you know, elegant. I have really quite, like my shoulders burn very, very easily. So this one here I do find is really great on my shoulders, but as an all over for my arms, I don't really wear it there anymore like I have done, but it would just mean like my bag would turn white and things. And this I would wear only like the top of my forehead, like if I'm going to the beach or going on a long walk and it's really quite, you know, especially in water, because I don't know, that's just a thing. But I do really like these. So I just switched down for every day, apart from my shoulders, is the same Sunscreens in the sensitive. It doesn't have as much zinc as this. It has 15% zinc as composed to this, which is like 27.5% zinc. And but it's so dry. Like I can put it on my neck, on my chest, on my arms. I have it on now and it's really, really dry. It doesn't cut my bag. It's not going on my clothes. I do really like it. It's also like got much less chemicals in there. I believe it's paraben free and suitable for babies. I have actually just switched over to this week and I do particularly like it as well. If I'm going to go to the beach or if I'm going to go on a long walk, look, I'm going to upgrade to these ones because they do contain more zinc, and just deal with it that they are heavier and they are greasier, because they're ultimately going to give me more of a protection. But for everyday zinc, I'm going to go these ones. Now into ones that I particularly wasn't that fond of, and not to say that you wouldn't like them, they just didn't agree with me. I got this Daily Face by Sunscreens and it was SPF 50 invisible tint. I did get that for everyday use, simply for, so I made sure that I have an SPF 50 coverage and it had a little bit of a tint, so instead I was wearing makeup. The consistency was is just like not to my liking at all. It went on and it would really peel off and very unappealing. But not only that, I also made my skin burn. Even if I hadn't had a treatment, it was just a regular day, I would put it on and it would feel really stinging on my skin. So I can't exactly say that I would ever buy this, and I can't exactly say that, I mean, I have no use for this now. Maybe I could use it on my body, on my legs perhaps. I don't really know. Banana Boat, SPF 30. I think I got this in America one time when I just needed something really quick and small. Banana Boat Sport, look, it's okay. It's okay. I can't fault it. I can't say like I didn't really use it. I can't really say. There have been some things about Banana Boat, like the pediatrician ones, the baby ones, where kids have been burning from it. I don't know, just not my thing. Now, Cancer Council. Some of the Cancer Council stuff I do like, and some of it I do not like. This particular one, the water sport one, I got this to use in the, you know, whenever I went to the beach or the ocean. Did I burn through it? Yes. Did it give me, was it hypoallergenic? No, I did get quite a bit of irritation even in my neck and chest from using this, and the protection of it was pretty much like no different to like wearing this. It was much of a muchness the same. If I'm gonna go for something on my body, that if I've got like, I'm a white girl and I'm sensitive, I'm gonna like up it to like these, totally up it to these. That's not to say that I haven't used stuff from the Cancer Council before. Guys, this again might work for you, but for me personally, if you're sensitive, go for something else. I mean, it was okay on my legs, spreads out quite nicely and evenly. Anyway, if you're coming to Australia, make sure you wear your hat, you wear your sunblock, you wear your rash vests that are SPF 50, and even you can get rash leggings. So, slip, slop, slap, and happy summer, guys.